Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video for Wolongfallendynasty Dynasty. My name is Ventus. In this video, I'm going to give you a few strategy tips that I picked up on the Lubu boss fight. Lubu is the boss fight that comes directly after Zhang Rang boss fight. Now, if you're new here, please sub to the channel with notifications on for more gameplay and guides for Wolongfallen Dynasty. Alright, so the first thing I can tell you about this fight that you'll need to do is to make sure your character is properly leveled up. You don't necessarily have to be overpowered to do this fight, but being underpowered will put you at a serious disadvantage because out of all the boss fights I've done in my entire life, this one is the most BS ever. I've got my character to level 43 before I was able to beat this boss, and I had to upgrade gear that I obtained from the same zone where you fight Lubu, which means going back to the hidden village to visit the blacksmith. Here are my virtue stats. Wood is at 13, fire is at 12, earth is 5, metal is 4, and water is 12 for this fight. The equipment I use for this fight are, for weapons, I'm just comfortable using dual swords now, mainly because of how fast they attack. There's virtually no delay with long animation from the time that you hit the button with these weapons to the time that you do an attack. My secondary weapon is the Ritual Sword of Chaos, and both of these weapons are a +4. For my armor, I eventually just settled on pieces that had the most fire protection, but also offered other useful benefits, and the armor had to be 3-star or better. I was specifically looking for things that help with morale, spirit, and flame resistance. So honestly, right here, you've been fighting in this zone, you've been picking up armor like crazy. Just look and see what pieces of armor you have. Look at the stats, look at the abilities that the armor has on them, and then look and see if they protect you against fire and what the defense is. You can choose the best pieces out of that. For spells, I used Frost Lance, Rock Toughness, Enhanced Defense, and Absorb Vitality, and the Divine Summon is Qinglong. It's the healing dragon one. Alright, now when it comes to the actual combat strategies for this fight, you first gotta understand how to fight this guy. He only takes life point damage when he is off his horse and his spirit gauge is full, so you can deliver a fatal blow. What this means is you have to stay alive, dodging, blocking, or deflecting his attacks long enough so that he can use his special attacks on you while on foot so you can counter them and deal the real damage. Alright, now when he is on horseback, he has two special attacks. The first one is when he jumps up and lands down on you. This attack is similar to the attack that AI did a few boss fights ago, and just like with that attack, you press the deflect button in the small but very visual window of when he is coming down. He glows red, stabs his spear into the ground, and jumps. Wait for him to start descending and kinda gets close to you. That's when you deflect the attack. Once he lands, I suggest using a martial art or a heavy attack. Hitting him in this way will build up his meters so you can get him off his horse quicker. His second horseback attack is when he charges at you. Now this is similar to the attack that other enemies in this game have, except for this one, you have to time it perfectly. The deflect must come when the horse's head comes into, well, not exactly contact with you, but it has to be damn near in contact with you. The window for this is very small, but it's surprisingly very easy to learn. I mean, if I can do it, you can do it. And again, after you deflect this attack, you gotta hit him with a martial art or some heavy attacks to get that meter up. While he's on horseback, he has a few other attacks as normals. His main attack will be to shoot from his bow out of range. He has a few different attacks with his bow. He has a spread shot that you can deflect or block, and then one that targets you with a flurry of arrows like a focus shot. You can deflect this one too or block it. The tricky part with these bow shots is watching him, because sometimes he'll change up his bow attacks. He'll do the spread shot followed by the focus shot, or he'll do 2 focus shots in a row. So the key here is just watching him, but if you're ever in doubt, just hold the block button and you can block all of his attacks if you don't have like a full spirit meter or whatever. Along with his bow shots while he's on horseback, he'll swing his spear at you. Now, these are just simple timing deflects or dodges. He comes at you, watch the spear. As soon as it gets to you, hit the deflect button or the dodge button and just get out of the way, or just, block the shots. But these aren't really that devastating, and they're actually very, very easy to learn how to block. Now, when you finally get him off his horse after enough times countering his special attacks on horsebacks, he keeps his bow attack and does it pretty much the same way. So if you memorize how he does his bow on horseback, it's exactly the same way when he's on foot. Now, he also has an attack where he sets his spear on fire and charges towards you. Just wait for him to get right beside you, just like with the horse. He has to be directly in front of you, almost touching, before you can counter this attack. When you counter this attack, resist the urge to get greedy and spam attacks on him. Hit him once or twice and then flip away. Trying to attack him will get you attacked, and you need to keep as much health as you can with this fight. Another attack Another attack he has is similar to the horse jump. He stabs the ground, glows red, and attempts to slam his spear down at you. Wait for him to get super close before you hit the deflect. The more you delay, the better your chances are to deflect this. I mean, he comes down really slow, so it should be easy to press the button before he hits you. This is actually, like, I think the easiest attack that he does to deflect. Normals that he has on foot are just swings of his spear, and there are a lot of them. They come in different, like, forms. He'll do a horizontal swing, he does a vertical swing. Now these can be annoying because they're normally just repeated attacks and they keep on going, and once one hits you, whether you're blocking or deflecting, doesn't matter, the rest are going to hit you most of the time, and you really can't, like, get away from these. I had to learn this the hard way. I thought that maybe once or twice I was able to, like, flip away the way that I kind of was when he started his attack, but most of the time they're going to hit you. All right, so you have to learn the timing of those attacks so you don't get hit with them and lose health. You just got to deflect them, each and every single one of them. Alright, that's it for his attacks, or at least that's the best information that I can give you for his attacks. I fought him for like a solid 3 hours, yelling at my monitor before I actually beat him, memorizing each of his attacks. Now, some other things that I can tell you that will help you out, that are useful, is Frost Lance. Now, whenever you see him using fire, or he's on fire, spinning fire, use Frost Lance on him, and this will put the fire out. I mean, any water spell will put the fire out, but I found that Frost Lance is the fastest. You shoot it out, it comes out immediately, it has range, it'll go across the map, travel to him, whatever the case may be, and it'll put the fire out. Use Absorb Vitality a lot. Try to keep it going the entire time, but only activate it when you have like a free moment. All right, after you counterattack him, or when he's getting on or off his horse, or that sort of thing. At the start of the fight, use Enhanced Defense to protect your HP along with Rock Toughness. Rock Toughness, it protects your spirit, protects your morale, and stuff like that. You can use Absorb Vitality to recover health that you might lose to arrow shots. I know a couple of times when I was doing these runs and I didn't exactly deflect or block when I was supposed to, and I took a little bit of HP damage from the arrows, because they don't do a whole crap ton of damage, they do a little bit. So you can just use Absorb Vitality, and then whenever he comes close, you can hit him and you can get that Vitality back, get that health back. And here's one. And this is sort of something that I imposed on myself when I was trying to do this solo. Try not to use health potions until he gets off his horse once and back on it, right? Because you don't want to waste your health potions. You're going to need them. So you're going to have to, like, learn how not to get hit whenever he does this. Or if you get hit, keep yourself at half health and just use the Absorb Vitality to get that health back. Now, a trick with Absorb Vitality is to pop it right before you hit him with a Fatal Blow, the red circle attack. You have a few seconds after you stun him to hit the spell. It may take some getting used to doing this, because it took me a little bit to get used to doing this, but when you have Absorb Vitality going, when you hit him in a Fatal Blow, you're going to get a lot more health back than normal. And that's it. Those are all the tips that I can think of to give you, and the information that I probably would have wanted if I was going into this fight. Now, this is going to be a tough one, and I wholeheartedly believe that they meant this fight for more than one player. I guess you can call in AI support for this fight at your banner. I didn't, because I found that they just get in the way. If you are having a lot of trouble with this fight, and listen, just do it co-op and make it easier on yourself, because honestly, I would have done this fight co-op if I didn't. Okay. And that's it. Those are all the tips that I can give you, and the information that I myself would have wanted going into this fight. This is a tough one, and I wholeheartedly believe that this fight was meant for more than one player. You can call in AI support for this. I didn't, because I feel like the AI just gets in the way sometimes. If you're having a lot of trouble with this fight, just do a co-op mission with other players online and make it easier for yourself. I mean, honestly, I would have done that if I didn't want to make a video on how to beat this guy. Alright, guys, I hope this video was a help. If it was in any way, drop a like on the video. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. My name is Ventus. Thank you guys so much for watching, and good luck.